Welcome back, everyone, to the Abundance Formula podcast. I'm here today. Sorry ahead of time. I have a stuffy nose, so you'll probably hear some sniffles in between thoughts, right? But I am here and I'm actually at the tail end of it, believe it or not. Yet again, another fall cold, seasonal cold. I laughed because I saw a reel the other day that I had reposted that was like, um, setting up my fall decor, and some chick, had her like mantelpiece there, and she started setting up like Tylenol or children's Tylenol, Benadryl, all the things and the little syringes that you use for your kids. And it just really made me laugh because isn't it the truth? So literally within days of me resharing that reel, my kids came down, of course, with the colds first, which then have passed to my husband and I. So here we are. But it's gorgeous. We had a big cold snap here in Tennessee, which was awesome because that really triggered the fall colors to finally come out. It was kind of just staying sort of either leaves were green or they were dead. And I was really wondering if we were going to get a lot of colors this year, if it was just going to go from green to dead leaves that have already fallen off the trees. So today's actually gorgeous. I'm going to try to convince my kids to, when Sailor wakes up from her nap, if they'll go outside. I bought them some cute fall, like matching dresses. I'm going to see if they'll go out there and let me take some pictures of them. I might try to take some pictures of myself with them. And then we still have to coordinate and do like a family thing at some point. But the leaves are really popping today and it's kind of overcast. So it's really great weather and conditions outside to take some good pictures. So that's all that's, the latest as far as up to date, right, with that. But I wanted to give you a quick thought for today. I'm reading this awesome book called Money Queen. And there was this excellent quote that she started one of her chapters with, um, by a man named James Clear. And so I love this quote, wanted to turn it into a quick podcast episode, some motivation, inspiration for you guys today. So this is the quote: "The events of your past are fixed. The meaning of your past is not." And I just thought this was so powerful because it's so true that we get to decide that our past, whether it was good or bad, has value. So I think we kind of get stuck in what our feelings are about the past, but at the end of the day, we get to decide to give it meaning. We get to decide to learn the lessons or find the lessons. We get to decide that we can look for creating solutions from whatever that was that happened in the past to make the future better. And I think it's important for us to realize that, like, whether the past was a mistake that we made, things that happened in the past, if they were mistakes that we made, mistakes that other people made that negatively affected us, just events that weren't a fault of anybody's, but that were traumatic, or if they were good, or if they were, whatever it may be, we get to assign it value. And I think we just get stuck on thinking, okay, yeah, the past is fixed, but the meaning of the past is not. So you may have assigned for all this time a negative meaning to what's happened to you in the past or what's happened up to this point. But at any moment, you can decide to choose differently. And you can say, okay, I'm going to look back at the events of my past. They are fixed, but what value can I pull out of that? What lessons did I learn about myself, about how to do things better, how to avoid this in the future? I like to think of things as, okay, if I have to have gone through this pain or this past, if I've been through this past of mine, how could I help somebody else's life be better, or maybe avoid certain pains or fast forward their success? I try to think of, if I were to share my story, or if I was to learn some lessons from this past of mine and impart that to somebody else, what could that do for people? And I think that's what gets people through a lot of especially painful past events, is like, how can I turn this pain into purpose? How can I turn this terrible trial or trauma into testimony? How can I turn this mess into a message? So I just want to get your guys' wheels turning in that mode. So what kind of things have happened in your past? Maybe have you been dragging your past around like it's baggage, as opposed to it could be gold? And again, I get it. A lot of things in the past can be technically bad things, but you could either just leave it as bad things, that's baggage you're dragging around like a weight, or you can let go of the baggage and create something beautiful from it. You can take away those lessons that then for you can help you in the future and can especially help other people too if you're willing to share it. So do a little deep dive into your past. Is it something that you've been leaving untapped into for abundance? Could you be creating more abundance for yourself and for others in the world if you were to tap into it? We are in charge of the plot twist. I like it when people say, what is it? The plot twist is up to us. So throw in a plot twist to your life. What can you take from your past? If you assigned it value and you found the value in it, what could that change for in the future? Because honestly, like, our past exists to teach us something. And if we don't learn the lessons, then unfortunately, we're going to keep drawing in situations that are designed to teach us the same lesson until we get it. So, um, it's important to take this reflection time, you guys, and look at those things for yourself. But, for me, especially if there's something in the past that was a struggle or was so hard, if you've had to go through it anyways, then why waste it? That was always my prayer in the hardest times. I'm like, if I'm having to go through this, I'm not going to waste it because this sucks. So I'm going to try to use it for some form of good. I'm going to find some form of purpose for it. I'm going to find, if this is such a struggle, I'm going to find how it could be a strength for me in the future. It's maybe helping me build some skill set I didn't have to strengthen until I went through this thing, or some emotional side of myself I hadn't delved into until I ran into this, and how could I make it a strength for somebody else, or to strengthen somebody else who might be going through the same thing in the future or right now, and let them know they're not alone or they can do this. So there's always some way that you can take something from your past and give it meaning. So that was just the brief quote that I just absolutely loved from reading this chapter, which is obviously talking about money, talking about your money story, and how the past money story relates to your future money self and to your future money self. And they all have value. None of those selves of yours should be ashamed. And it's the same thing unrelated to money stories. It's just to your life story. You don't need to be ashamed of your past. Learn from it, share from it, make a difference from it. Don't be stuck in pain from your past, or bitterness or anger. It was another past episode. Use it for something. It's a tool that's available for you, that if we'll remember this quote, the events of your past are fixed, but the meaning of your past is not. We can really go out there and do great, amazing, abundant things. So hope this was inspirational for you all today. Again, if you enjoyed this episode or any of the other episodes, please share it with your friends, share it to your social media. That's super helpful. Give it a 5-star review, follow the podcast. The biggest help is really just sharing it with your friends, because the more people that know about it, then they can listen to other episodes as well that stand out to them. So thanks for sharing. Thanks for being here. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Talk to you later. Bye.